Hi students, continuation for the previous class. Yesterday we discussed a new chapter, sectors of the Indian economy. Okay, what are the sectors included? In an economy there is three sectors. What are the three sectors? Primary sectors, secondary sectors and tertiary sectors. Okay, then we discuss what are the another name of these sectors. We already discussed. I think you understood everything. Okay, what are the another name? Primary sector is also called agriculture sector. Secondary sector is also called, what is that? Industrial sector. Tertiary sector is also called service sector. Okay. Agriculture, then another important thing, these three sectors are interrelated. First two sectors produced something, but the third sector that do not produce anything, but it is the helper of other two industries. That's why these three sectors are related. Okay, service sector helping the primary sector and industrial sector, that means the secondary sector. So now we want to compare these three sectors. That's why we moving on our another topic. What is that? Comparing the three sectors. But what is the next heading? Comparing the three sectors. Comparing the three sectors. We want to compare the three sectors. What are the three sectors? What are? First one, primary sector, then secondary sector. What is the another one? Tertiary sector. Primary, secondary and tertiary. These are the three sectors. Okay. We want to comparing the three sectors. How we can compare the three sectors? Okay, or what criteria used for comparing these three sectors, that is included in this topic. All of you look your textbook. The various production activities in the primary, secondary and tertiary sectors produce a very large number of goods and services. Here is many production activities done through primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Okay, listen, that's why it produces a large number of goods and services. These three sectors produce a large number of goods and services. Also, the three sectors have a large number of people working in them to produce these goods and services. Firstly, we discuss these three sectors produce a large number of goods and services. How they produce a large number of goods and services? With the help of laborers. That's why many people engaged or many people related to these activities. I repeat, here is the three sectors have a large number of people working in them to produce these goods and services. Okay, a large number of goods and services want to produce. Behind it there is so many people working together. Then the next step therefore is to see how much goods and services are produced and how many people work in each sector. Okay, listen. Firstly we discussed what are the sectors. Then what are the another name of sectors. For what purpose here is the sectors. Okay, we know that the sectors, that means classify something or group, that called sectors. There is mainly primary, secondary and tertiary. Now we discussing how can we compare these three sectors. Which sector more produced, which sector included more employment opportunity. That type of things want to discuss in this topic. Okay, I repeat, is to see how much goods and services are produced and how many people work in each sector. In an economy, there could be one or more sectors which are dominant in terms of total production and employment. while other sectors are relatively small in size. I repeat, in an economy there could be one or more sectors are the dominant. In an economy there is more sectors are dominant. At the same time, we know that there is some smaller type of sectors also. Listen, here is which are dominant in terms of the total production and employment, while other sectors are relatively small in size. At the same time, there is some small sectors are there is. Then on this occasion, we want to compare how these three sectors. Which sector is more developed, or which is the dominant sector, and that type of it. But then, what is our next heading? How do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? Listen, comparing the three sectors. Here is the three sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Listen. Here is, we know that these three sectors produced a large number of goods and services. For producing these large number of goods and services, there is so many people working together. We want to classify how many people engaged in each sector. Okay, on the basis of here is another thing. How do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? Here is one question arises. How do we count the various goods and services? We want to calculate or count the various goods and services. How can we count? That is the question. And also the total production in each sector. How can we find what is the total production of primary sector? What is the total production of secondary sector? What is the total income or total services are included in the tertiary sector? Okay, these type of things we want to find. Okay, listen. With so many thousands of goods and services produced, you might think this is an impossible task. Listen, here is so many things produced, so many goods and services produced. That's why we think about, oh, it's a difficult task. How can we find it? Listen, not only would the task be enormous, you might also wonder how we can add up cars and computers and nails and furniture. It won't make sense. Okay, listen, here is firstly we think, oh, how can we calculate it? Is it possible? No, it's very difficult task. അല്ലേ, നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കും ഇതൊക്കെ കഴിയുമോ, ഇത് ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടേറിയതല്ലേ. ഒരു നെയിൽ തൊട്ടിട്ട് അല്ലേ, ചെറിയൊരു ആണി തൊട്ടിട്ട് എന്താണ് ഹയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള തിങ് വരെ നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് കളക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് എങ്ങനെയാണ് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഹൗ ക്യാൻ വി കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ദ വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് ദീസ് ഓൾ തിങ്സ്? വി തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് ആൻ impossible task. You are right in thinking so. Listen, to get around this problem, economists suggest that the values of goods and services should be used rather than adding up the actual numbers. Listen, the economists think, or they suggest one way. The values of goods and services should be used rather than adding up the actual numbers. For example, if 10,000 kilograms of wheat is sold at rupees 8 per kilogram, the value of wheat will be rupees 80,000. 10,000 into 80 is equal to 80,000. Then the value of 5,000 coconut is rupees 10 per coconut will be 50,000. Similarly, the value of goods and services in the three sectors are calculated and then added up. Listen, here is a question arises. Which question arises? How can we calculate the value of goods and services? Okay, it's a difficult task, but economists suggest some ways. We want to add the value of goods and services. That means how much we produced, what is the price of each item, then multiply that. Okay, remember, there is one precaution one has to take. Not every good that is produced and sold needs to be counted. It makes sense only to include the final goods and services. Not every goods we can't find the value of every goods. For example, every day we already discussed this example in case of biscuit. Do you like biscuit? Okay, listen. Suppose one biscuit pack, that's the price 50 rupees. Okay, 50 rupees. How can we make biscuit? With the help of wheat flour, then sugar, oil, ghee, etc. Okay, wheat flour. How can we make wheat flour? Wheat convert into wheat flour. ഗോതമ്പിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഗോതമ്പൊടിയായിട്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഫസ്റ്റ്ലി വി വാണ്ട് ടു ബൈ വീറ്റ് ഫ്രം എ വീറ്റ് സെല്ലർ, എ ഫാമർ. ഒരു കർഷകൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് നിന്ന് ഗോതമ്പ് വാങ്ങണം. Then we want to change it wheat flour. Then we want to add something like sugar, oil, then ghee, etc. Okay. Then after collecting these things, there is a certain items like sugar, oil. These are the intermediate goods. Okay, intermediate goods. We want to make biscuits. For making biscuit, we use these items. It is called the intermediate goods. Okay. After the processing, we can make biscuit. അപ്പോൾ ഗോതമ്പ് വാങ്ങി പിന്നെ അത് ഗോതമ്പ് പൊടിയാക്കി അതിനുശേഷം അതിലേക്ക് നെയ്യും എണ്ണയും പഞ്ചസാരയൊക്കെ ചേർത്തിട്ട് നമ്മളൊരു ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ വെച്ചിട്ട് ബിസ്ക്കറ്റ് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തു. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ഫൈനൽ വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് ബിസ്ക്കറ്റ്? 50 റുപ്പീസ്. നമ്മൾ ഗോതമ്പിന് 8 റുപ്പീസ് ആയിരുന്നു 1 കിലോഗ്രാമിന്. അത് വീറ്റ് ഫ്ലോർ ആക്കിയപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ചാർജും കൂടെ ഇപ്പോൾ 20 + 8 28 ആയി. ഗീ ഇത്ര, ഷുഗർ ഇത്രയെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് സെപ്പറേറ്റ്ലി ഈ that calculation is very difficult. That's why we want only the final value of goods and services. You know what is the final value of goods and services? ആ ബിസ്ക്കറ്റിന് 50 റുപ്പീസ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിൽ എന്തൊക്കെ ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്? ദ വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് വീറ്റ്, ദ വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് ഷുഗർ, ദ വാല്യൂ ഓഫ് oil, ghee, etc. Is it clear? Labor charge also. Listen, that is the final goods value. Is it clear? I repeat. Listen. Remember, there is one precaution one has to take. Not every good or every service that is produced and sold needs to be counted. Listen, no need to count everything. Then it makes sense only to include the final goods and services. We want to calculate only the final goods and services. Take, for instance, here is one example. A farmer who sells wheat to a flour mill for rupees 8 per kilogram. The mill grinds for wheat and sells the flour to a biscuit company for rupees 10 per kilogram. The biscuit company uses the flour and things such as sugar, oil to make 4 packets of biscuit. It sells biscuits in the market to the consumers for rupees 60, rupees 15 per packet. Biscuits are the final goods. That is the goods that reach the consumers. Okay, 4 packet biscuits. Here is 60 rupees. That's why each packet there is 15 rupees. But here is 1 packet is equal to 15 rupees. That 15 rupees is the final value of that biscuit. But when we calculate the final value, or when we calculate the value of these sectors, we consider only the final value of the product. Final value of the product. Is it clear? How can we calculate? Okay. Then, why are only final goods and services counted? In contrast to final goods, goods such as wheat and the wheat flour in the example are intermediate goods. I already informed this. Okay, we discussed this matter. Listen, here is one question arises. What is the reason behind it? Here is why are only the final goods and services or final value only we calculate? What is the reason behind it? Because there is a wheat, oil, sugar, that is the intermediate goods. We don't want to calculate the intermediate goods value. We want only the final goods value. Okay. Then here is intermediate goods are used up in producing final goods and services. What is the reason we do not calculate the intermediate goods price? Because the intermediate goods used for producing the final goods. That's why this value included where it included the final final value of goods. I repeat, underline this. Intermediate goods are used up in producing the final goods and services. Intermediate goods are used in producing the final goods and services. The value of final goods already includes the value of all the intermediate goods. The value of final goods included all the value of all the intermediate items or intermediate goods that are used in making the final goods. These intermediate goods are used for making the final good. That's why here we want to calculate only the final value or final value of a good. Okay, hence the value of rupees 60 for the biscuits, that is the final good, already includes the value of flour. Okay, listen, it includes the value of flour. Similarly, value of all other intermediate goods would have been included. To count the value of the flour and wheat separately is therefore not correct, because then we would be counting the value of the same things a number of times. First as wheat, then as flour, and finally as biscuit. Listen, here is now we are discussing how can we calculate the value of these three sectors. Okay, listen, here is economists suggest that the what is the value of each would have one value. We want to collect or calculate that value. Here is the value, that is the final value of goods, final goods value. We want to calculate the final goods value. Then another question also arises. What is that? What is the reason behind it? We calculate only the final goods value. What is the reason? Or why do not calculate the intermediate goods value? We already discussed. What is that? Intermediate goods value, that also included the final good value. Okay, I repeat. Intermediate goods value we calculate in the final good value, because otherwise it creates many problems. Always we want to calculate wheat, then wheat's value, then wheat flour's value. There is some processing or changes in every time we want to calculate. That's why it makes many difficulties. Okay, I repeat. To count the value of the flour and wheat separately is therefore not correct, because then we would be counting the value of the same things a number of times. First as wheat, then as flour, and finally as biscuits. Okay. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. All of you underline that. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year. What is the speciality? We want to calculate each sectors during a particular year. Okay, a particular year. That is the speciality. Okay. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. Okay, it reflects the total production of the sector for that year. That means here is a particular year. We calculate or we take only a particular year. We can find the total production of that year. And the sum of the production in the three sectors give what is called the gross domestic product. It is called the GDP. Shortly we can say GDP. What is the full form of GDP? Gross domestic product. What is the full form of GDP? Gross domestic product. Okay. Gross domestic product or GDP. How can we calculate GDP? Here we consider only a particular year. Okay, listen. Here is Here we used only one term for the value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year. Underline that. The value of a final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. Okay. And the sum of the production in three sectors gives what is called a gross domestic product. Listen, the sum of the production in the three sectors, these three sectors production sum, SUM sum, and the total income, that is called a GDP, gross domestic product. ഒരു പ്രത്യേക വർഷത്തെ എന്തൊക്കെ ഈ ത്രീ സെക്ടേഴ്സിനും കൂടെ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ള ഫൈനൽ ഗുഡ്സിന്റെ വാല്യൂ കൂടിയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ് gross domestic product. Shortly we say GDP. Is it clear? What is GDP? Okay. Then it is the value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year. Underline that. What is GDP? GDP is the value of all final goods and services. GDP is the value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year. Produced in a country during a particular year. GDP shows how big the economy is. Economy എത്രമാത്രം വലുതാണ് എന്നുള്ളത് GDP ആണ്. GDP shows how big the economy. Okay, I repeat. Now we discussing the comparing the three sectors. What are the three sectors? Primary sector, secondary sector, and the tertiary sector. Okay, listen, we want to compare these three sectors because these three sectors produced a large number of goods and services. A large number of goods and services producing with the help of a large number of working people. Then we want to calculate the various goods and services. How we can calculate or how we can count the value of goods and services. On the basis of we understood one thing, here is used one method. We want to find the value of final goods. Okay, we want to find the value of final goods or final good value. How can we calculate the final good value? We know that in every production process there is so many intermediate goods are included, but we want to calculate, but we need only the calculate the final goods value because there is included everything. I mean all intermediate goods value included the final value of goods or final good value. Is it clear? On the basis of we understood one thing, these three sectors produced a particular year. Produced the things a particular year. We want to calculate the income on that particular year. That is called a gross domestic product. Or how can we say that here is the value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year. Okay, underline that. The value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year, that is called a GDP. It shows an economy is big or not. Okay. In India, the mammoth task of measuring GDP is undertaken by central government ministry. Okay, listen. This ministry, with the help of various government departments of all the Indian states and union territories, collect information relating to total volume of goods and services and their prices and then estimate the GDP. Listen, we know that in case of India, it's the mammoth task. What do you mean by mammoth task? That means അതിബൃഹത്തായിട്ടുള്ളത് അല്ലേ, വെരി ലാർജ്, വലിയൊരു കാര്യമാണ്. Task of measuring GDP is undertaken by central government ministry. So who undertaken it? Central government ministry. Okay, this ministry, how this ministry calculated the GDP? With the help of various government department of all the Indian states and union territories. Okay, all the Indian states and union territories. With the help of Indian states and union territories, we know that here is 9 union territories now with 28 states. So these states and union territories, with the help of these states and union territories, our central government can calculate the GDP. Okay, then Indian states and union territories collect information relating to total volume of goods and services and their prices and then estimate the GDP. They can calculate the total volume of goods and services and the prices and also they can calculate the GDP. Okay, listen. Then comparing how can we comparing the three sectors? Here only one solution, that is the through GDP. GDP is the method of calculating the final goods value. Okay, is it clear? Then we want to discuss some questions related to this topic. So simple, comparing the three sectors. First question, what do you understand by GDP of a country? What do you understand by GDP of a country? Yes, say. The value of final goods and services produced in the each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year, and the sum of production in the three sectors give us the gross domestic product of a country. Second question, state the method of calculating gross domestic product. A central government ministry in India with the help of various. What is my question? State the method of calculating GDP. ഏത് രീതിയിലൂടെയാണ് എങ്ങനെയാണ് GDP കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? With the help of under the central ministry. Central ministry എങ്ങനെയാണ്? With the help of state government and union territories. Listen, the central government ministry in India with the help of various government departments collect information relating to total volume of goods and services and their prices and then estimate the GDP. Okay, next question, why are only final goods and services counted while computing total production? Total production compute ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് final goods and services only calculate or consider? The value of final goods and services already includes the value of all intermediate goods and services that are used in making the final good. That's why all intermediate goods value included the final good. That's why here we take final goods value. Okay. Next question. What term is used for the value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year? When you hear this word, a particular year, you think, what is that? GDP, gross domestic product. Then, what do final goods and services mean? Or what is meant by final goods and services? They mean various goods and services meant for consumption by consumers. Okay, various goods and services. Final good എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ consumers consume ചെയ്യണം. Who are the consumers? We are the consumers. നമ്മളാണ് consumers. What is the Malayalam word of consumer? ഉപഭോക്താവ്, യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നവർ. നമ്മളാണത് കൺസ്യൂം ചെയ്യുന്നത്, ഉപഭോഗം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Okay, then what does GDP stand for? What does GDP stand for? Gross domestic product. Okay, listen, today we discussed something, that is comparing the three sectors. Listen, I think I could give more details related to this topic, and also we discussed certain 1 mark questions. You want to read 3 times your textbook very carefully, and also want to study the important matters from this topic. Okay, to be continued on next class. Thank you.